London 2012 will be the first truly social Olympics on a scale we haven't seen before. And it'll permeate every aspect of the Games, and I think London 2012 will be unrecognisable in terms of its coverage and how people engage with the Games from Beijing 4 years ago.
This morning is a Business Wire breakfast briefing event where we've been covering off what's going to be happening at the Olympics and what opportunities arise at the events for PR people.
Business Wire's event this morning is primarily to focus on the 2012 Olympics and engaging our readers, the press and the journalists, the press association, PR agencies and the general population in terms of how they perceive media in and around the Olympic event, how we can make the most of the event, how we can engage with clients and how our clients can directly reach out to key organisations.
We've got a fantastic lineup of speakers, starting with Andy from PA talking about their role in the Olympics and what their plans are in terms of how to cover the world's biggest event.
We have to move to a new media landscape. We have to embrace digital and social, and I think that's one of the biggest challenges that we're facing, and the Olympics are helping us do that. We have to embrace social media. We can't fight it, and I think that a key role for us is validation and also curation. So our clients will be looking at Twitter and they'll be recognising that a story has broken, but they're not sure if that's a legitimate story. So then they'll check with the PA Wire to check that it is. And we will also be able to help when we're creating live blogging experiences. We can curate, bring in Twitter feeds and opinions from celebrities, sports stars, but also fans who have interesting opinions too.
Matt and Duncan from MSN, who will really providing some insight about how PR people can actually make the most of the opportunity and just give them some tips and tricks of how to get their story across.
Would it be a reasonable assumption to say that PRs could offer a valuable support to you when you might be downsizing actually who you've got available? And if so, at that time, how much advance notice? Is it going to be content? Is it going to be imagery, words? What sort of thing are you looking for?
Because we're running a live blog every day, a blog, various other articles, it doesn't have to be some enormous thing. It could just be quite short and sweet and visually led. It doesn't have to be some very, very long item.
Do try and think about angles that you can give us, which maybe are different angles to what you might be giving to other people. Stuff that works visually is very good for us.
I think in terms of approaching us with stories about the Olympics or stories generally, we're interested in something that's timely and ideally has something bespoke or unique that you can provide to us that we're not going to get from someone else. Or it might be that we get it first, it might be that you have some photos or some visuals that only we can get.
And then finally we'll be having Darren from also from MSN UK, formerly from the BBC technology correspondent, and he'll be talking about the social media and the rise of social media within the Olympics and how it's going to really integrate with things from a news perspective at the Games.
So this combination of mobile plus social, to me, means we're going to have this incredibly glorious, noisy, chaotic, powerful, asymmetrical conversation around the Olympics. Because social media is kind of glorious chaos. And it's the polar opposite in some senses to what the Games themselves try to be. The Olympics is going to be an incredibly chaotic time with, lots and lots of news. And I think to really stand out, you've got to have a great idea. If you bring us a great idea which is exclusive, which really adds value to our coverage, then we'll really be interested.
So if they're going to work on behalf of their brands to try and come up with a story which is Olympic related or has some sort of connection with the Olympics, they need to be very, very creative about how they do it.
I think there's a real scope for PRs to help us to tell the stories, especially of the athletes and of the technologies and all the different parts that go together to create the Games.
Would also advise you to take a good look at our site first to work out what areas we cover, which things we're specialising in, and focus your approach that way.
Looking at our site, looking at what we do as an organisation, from news to sport to fashion to lifestyle to video and technology, understand our audience, understand our site and bring us a brilliant idea, whether it's a press release or via a tweet or just calling us, we'll really want to know.
And aside from that, there's also a whole Olympic spirit which is going on, which we're very excited about trying to capture. And that is coming from a whole realm of things. You know, a lot of it's coming from individuals, coming from social media, but a lot of it is also coming from businesses who are obviously getting involved and getting excited about the Games. So I do think there's a big scope there for all kinds of different people to feed into the Olympic story.
I think what's been fascinating about this event today is that we've had a load of gems from MSN and PA about how to get their stories in the media. And as a PR professional myself, it's been really interesting to hear about what the criteria is for getting a story in, and you know, things like timeliness and about exclusivity being very much important, and you know, how the PR industry can actually make the most of this opportunity.
I think that conferences and events like this are critical. They play an essential part in who we are as an organisation. They help us to engage our clients and connect our clients with key organisations such as the PA, MSN, BBC. It's also very interesting to see how people network and engage. They exchange ideas, they make connections, share business ideas, and the Q&A is always totally invaluable. And I think that what we gained from today was time and money well spent.